Good day, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the NMTV Talk Show. Today, I want to continue the discussion on what I titled Security and Moral Failures of Our Nigerian Society. I'm Dr. Nana Akezi, and I have Dr. Chris on set with me today.
Happy Sunday. Thank you for having me today.
Oh, thank you for coming. The issue of ritual killings in Nigeria must not be normalized, like I've always said. I've done some programs on it. But today I have Dr. Chris on set, and I want him to share his views with us and to actually talk about why is this ritual killing still happening in Nigeria. I have some videos that I'm going to be playing here, and I want us to really, listen to what the people are talking about. Why is there still ritual killing in Nigeria? So to get started, let me share this with you and our viewers. Videos.
Hello and welcome to News. The daughter of former governor of Ondo State, Uluboyo, is by hanging. Now, judgment delivered by of the High Court
2018.
Eradicate tells us more.
Kadiyo, the daughter of governor of Ondo State, DC Oluboyo, on the 2nd of June 2018, Seidu Adeyemi at his residence in Okearo area of Akure. She was a final year student of the Adekunle Ajasin University, Akungba Akoko. At the time she was killed, her body was buried in a shallow grave in Seidu's room. Her boyfriend denied killing her in a statement personally written by him, saying the deceased invited two boys to his house who later killed her and asking grave.
Well, I'll have to stop it there. We've heard exactly what happened. I stopped it there. You heard what the presenter was talking about, how an ex-deputy governor's daughter was killed by her own boyfriend. I also have a slide to show later on. You will see the boy and the deputy governor. So my question here today is the fundamental questions that I have, that I want to hear your views for our viewers to actually digest. What are the government doing about it? This issue happened in 2018, and we're in 2022. Ritual killings in Nigeria is still like thriving, and it seems as if people just want to look the other side of the ritual killings is there anyway, and there's nothing we can do about it. So, what are the government doing to stop this heinous act? Those are my questions. Who are these perpetrators? Is it that they are not able to stop this act? What is the religious leader doing about it? So in your view, I really want you to summarize this, and let's talk to our viewers. And we cannot be quiet, and we cannot be silent about these ritual killings that is happening in Nigeria, and for the purposes of what? Either power or money. For me, it's not going well, and I think it's something that needs a lot of attention that Dan is getting right now.
Thank you again, Dr. Nana, for having me today. First, it's always good to give a context to every phenomenon of discourse.
Right.
I will lay the foundation by saying what is ritual killing. And as I have espoused to you privately before, it is sacrificial slaying of a human. According to the definition, says sacrificial slaying of humans as propitiatory offering to a deity. So it's basically offering human life to deity as request to get something in return from that deity.
Right.
Now, in the case of Nigeria, we have to give a historical context to what led to the phenomenon of human sacrifices today. And I will just want to digress a little bit by saying that I will make a sweeping statement, even though that's not my way, but I will have to be generic because it's a common knowledge that ritual killing did not spring up from somewhere strange. It did not just come up suddenly. We have a history with ritual killing. Remember when they used to sacrifice what people we call yellow men, albinos, to deities in Africa. When you in those days when you had albinos, they felt like it was a curse in some society, and they must be sacrificed. There was a time they used to sacrifice twins. When you had twins, they will have to sacrifice them. There was a time that that's I mean the sacrificing of those humans is, we can give that as the genesis of what, because in those days they say they use those the sacrifices blood to cleanse the society of ills. That means by sacrificing them, you are inviting the deities to protect the society and don't get angry, so that evil is averted from the society by sacrificing those people. Now, let's assume that historically those are the good part of using human life as sacrifice. So, but we are looking
based on beliefs.
Based on beliefs in those days.
In those days, yeah, primordial time. Yeah.
Now, we are looking for where the mindset of sacrificing humans came from. And this, I'm building a case of what is the basis of this, because there has to be somewhere that it started from.
That's right.
Also, you will recall in many cultures of today, they may sound graphic. In many
graphic.
In many cultures of today, you will, even today, to install kings in some society, there are some rituals that is involved, like in some parts of Yoruba land. In fact, literally, when they say somebody becomes a king, the translation in Yoruba language means you eat the heart of a king. You eat the heart of a king. That's how you become a king. These are graphic, but I mean, that is our history. And we're trying to look for where did this start from and how did we get here. Now, also, you will recall, and you may have heard from elders, that primordially, when some important people die, there are people that are sacrificed and buried with them, even though they are not dead.
That is wrong. That is wrong.
It's that I'm telling you about prehistory. I'm not talking about now.
Now, okay.
I'm just saying about how we got here. So people die, some good leaders or some important people, they die, and they had to sacrifice lives in order to bury those people, believing that those lives are going to go ahead to go and serve those important people in the hereafter. And so lives are taken that were not ready to go. These are some of the history of our culture, where these sacrifices to deities is built upon historically. Now, how did we get here? I've just suggested some of the outlets to this. But where are we today? Because I'm saying, where are we? Where were we? Now, where are we?
Right.
We're talking about graphics.
Right. It's really graphic.
In the current Nigerian society.
Right.
I'm not talking about ritual killing. I'm just telling you generally.
The context.
One, there is still in existence open killing of animals in the street during celebrations, during
celebrations
and all these people go and slaughter animals in the street, in the open, in the presence of children growing up.
Right. Even in the marketplace.
In the marketplace, you see animals displayed, and people are cutting animals and selling in the street to the open eye everywhere.
Right.
People slaughter fowls outside in our culture.
Right.
These are some of the things that you expose to people, and especially young minds, and it begins to pollute their minds. it begins to mess up their mind. Even like as old as I am today, I can't even imagine myself
killing a chicken
killing a chicken
in that form.
So
they are professionals.
So, but these are things we do in the open, in the presence of children, in religious belief, and these are responsible for some of the mindset, because mind is a very powerful tool.
Right.
Sometimes you mess up minds by doing some things,
actions,
and you don't know that
messing up people's
implicitly
mind.
you are messing up. You are messing up people's mind.
That's right.
So these are some of the cultures that need changing
in Nigeria today.
That's right. I'm not sure if it is a government policy or policy change that will affect those changes.
It has to be a policy.
But I think the leadership of our tradition, they have a work to do.
Right.
To move us into the 21st century concerning our culture. We are not saying we will eradicate our culture.
No, but we have to modernize it.
Like the one that I was talking about, we still have kings in some civilized society,
right? Like
where rituals are not performed
before installation.
We still hear of the King of France, the King of Spain, the Queen of England.
Right.
I can't imagine that they begin to sacrifice for any reason.
Right.
So when you begin to sacrifice and think you are appeasing some God in the public, it does not make any sense. It pollutes people's mind. And it also begins to build some innocent mind to be
to carry out those actions.
As they are growing, thinking that it's okay. So that is where we were. This is where we are.
Right.
So how where do we think this can take us? And that is the ritual killing for the purpose of
money making, power, or elevation.
There is no iota of truth scientifically to show that people can kill other people to make money.
Right.
But it is a matter of belief. And some people believe that this happens. But what I say to people is what the two elder statesmen said to and the case of the governor that you just played, the daughter.
Right, I like you to
it's a case inside. Chief Obafemi Awolowo of blessed memory says, he says to let me quote him directly: children of the poor you fail to train will never let your children have peace. Now,
children of the poor
you fail to train,
according to Obafemi,
will not let you let your children have peace. Papa Awolowo of blessed memory said it
many years ago.
You can only imagine what's going on now. Today, people are in armored cars, carrying armored police, carrying police battalion around, and still they are getting kidnapped in Nigeria.
And their children are being killed.
How much can we say this is coming true today?
Right.
Governors don't feel safe. In those days, you don't need that much battalion of people to even lead a general.
Right.
But today, governors are scared to walk around in Nigeria. Some of them come to America and they walk around the street alone in pants. I've seen the revered governor of Lagos State T-shirt walking around in the street somewhere in the developed country.
Right.
But when he lands the airport, then many airport tanks come. This is exactly what Chief Awolowo was saying. The children of the poor you refuse to train will not let your children have rest.
Yeah.
He is not the only one. His co-traveler, Malam Aminu Kano, says similar thing. And he says, Nigeria will know no peace until the son of nobody can become somebody
without anybody.
If these are not there, so what am I trying to say?
Right.
If the indices, if these are not there, this prophecy is coming to pass.
It's coming to pass unless things change.
Because today in Nigeria, children don't have hope. They don't have people to run to that will help them move to the top. So the only thing they know is reversing to that thing that is cheap to get. The belief. We were talking about churches. It is a belief thing. People, the way they worship in Nigerian churches, over in Nigeria, it's not the way. The Nigerian churches are, the mindset of going to church in Nigeria is quite different from the mindset.
Go so that you can receive
something.
Something.
There's a reason. why it is like that. That when you go to church in Nigeria, it's different the way the mindset you used to go to church in
America.
country.
I'm going to
Because
play
in
one
foreign
video here.
country, already you have social security working for you.
That's right.
So you are guaranteed the basic things of life: food, clothing, and shelter. Is guaranteed.
It's guaranteed.
In
and if you want to work, there's a job.
If you want to work, once you have your papers intact, you can work.
That's right.
So they are not going to church to go and pray that God, please help me have food. Please,
eat.
God, let me have those basic things of life.
That's
so
right.
That's hope. Is not, they are not that in dire condition to begin to say, oh, let me go and think about making money
by going to church and pray. All that,
you know? So that is taken away in Nigeria. There is no social security. There is no hope. People don't have the connections. People who have connection lock themselves in. And then, so the children of the poor believe that they need to get power from somewhere so that they can become somebody to be reckoned with. And therefore, everybody is a target.
Right.
Today, the children of the rich
are
also targets.
Right.
The children of the poor are also targets. Because even in the top echelon, some of them are participating in that to get to that point.
That's right.
So now, that is where we are. The government, the sincere government, a sincere government, that the constitution of composition is clean, where their hands are clean. They need to come up with policy and implementation to address it. It is bewildering that people outside the country are beginning to know now that Nigeria is not a safe place.
That's not
that
a safe
people
place.
Can be cultured. There are stories of baby factories going on in Nigeria, where people are girls are cultured and they bear children and rear children for purpose of selling those children,
which we will play in some other episodes.
Now there's also places where they camp people, they kidnap people literally and camp them somewhere in Ibadan, some places in the east. This is ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
And people read that and you expect them to come and invest in Nigeria. It is a shame.
Yes.
But that's the situation we are. It is policy and implementation. Because we have policies that address crime in Nigeria.
That's right.
But the implementation is not there. Why? Because the people who are supposed to doctor the implementation are not well paid. So they're also looking for a way to survive. The police, I watched your program one day where you were showing the police condition in Nigeria.
That's right.
How can those people monitor security?
That are living in squalor.
So these are the situations that we are. They implement the policy to address this violent situation of ritual killing in Nigeria,
right?
And the implementation, how to monitor it, how to take stock of the implementation is very important. That's the only way out now. A government that can design the policy and monitor the implementation of addressing this is easy. Today, there are drones everywhere. Today, Russia is a power fighting the third powerful nation in the world militarily. Is fighting a nobody nation in Ukraine. But Ukraine is having some success. Why? Because there is the drone system. Drone today is used by movie industry to film their
programs. Yeah.
Drone is used to supply goods, to supply medical equipment.
So there's no reason why there will be some
drone
sort of
is used to monitor places. Are you telling me that Nigeria, as rich as they are, cannot afford to have drones that will give them the location of all these criminals? If they want to wipe it out, they know what to do. But the people in charge, some of them are participating directly or indirectly in this crime. Either they are gaining from it or they are actually benefiting from the act itself. So what you are benefiting from, you have no interest to kill it. So this is the situation, Dr. Nana.
I thank you so much for the elaborate discussion thus far. So another question I was having is, I watched some videos where the police in Nigeria are suggesting for community policing. Community policing is even what they are using here in the US, where a crime is happening often enough. The community need to gain the trust of police, and the police need to gain the trust of the community. If we have that in place in Nigeria, then all these criminals will not be hiding for too long. But the main issue is what you have just said. The authorities, the leaders in charge of Nigeria, some of them are participating in these heinous acts. Therefore, it's becoming very difficult to curb. The drone you are talking about is not something that Nigeria cannot afford. Why would there be some sort of forest that people are being reared and to be sacrificed? So this is a campaign that will continue to go on, because I feel that it's necessary for the whole country of Nigeria, people living there and outside Nigeria, to know that this action should not be condoned. We should not just allow it to lie and think it's not normal. It's not normal that young people are not thinking of making money, killing their girlfriends, killing their mothers and fathers, and the religious leaders are not preaching enough. Because I'm asking people in Nigeria, are they preaching against this in the church? And the answer I'm getting is not happy. They are saying that they are not talking about it strong enough.
Dr. Nana, it is difficult for you to fight a system, or if it's an issue you are actually benefiting from. The church leaders and even some mosque leadership, they are benefiting from the proceeds of this. Again, I will say it because why? If church leadership, especially the Pentecostal sect, are not interested in how people make money, and they encourage people to come and donate money, to come and bring money, it's all about blessing, prosperity, and all these things, without counting the cost, without bothering about how you make your money. The Yorubas have a proverb. They say, your child did not collect clothes. That is not a washerman, but he's carrying cloth every day, and you say you don't know that he's a thief. You understand?
Yeah.
People come to your church, kids who are barely out of school, they begin to donate. They begin to do they say, oh, they are blessed children of God, anointed, and all those things, because they donate money to you. You don't care to ask them if they are armed robbers, if they are ritualists, if they are anything. You are not preaching against them. You say God has blessed anybody who can bring money. God has blessed. How are you going to be able to discourage it if you are collecting money from them and calling them anointed children of God? They know. They buy your silence with that. So you can't fight a system that you are benefiting from. It is difficult. So what we need to do again is government policy to address the issue. Policy making and change of policies span from issues that develop in a dynamic world.
That's right.
When things happen, government design policies to address it. In Nigeria, Boko Haram and these things is happening. The Nigerian government behaves as if it does not care. It does not care because some of them are benefiting from it.
So I now believe that some of them are actually benefiting from these ritual killings, and that's why they are looking the other way.
Otherwise,
but we cannot just allow this to continue.
Dr. Nana, they can simply enact policy that will say the police will be a section of the police, special force, is equipped to do this. Go and monitor the bushes.
With drones.
Nigeria is not the only place that have bushes. Maybe when they see America in Nigeria, they don't know there is a lot of bushes.
There's a lot of bushes here.
Because they feel that everywhere in America is developed. No. There are some villages in America. There are some bushes in America.
That's
but
right.
Trust me,
cameras.
Every land in America is monitored, is doctored, everything is under radar. So you cannot hide and commit crime. You understand? So Nigeria can monitor Nigeria, but who is benefiting from that policy not being implemented? Who is benefiting from police not being equipped to carry out the ritual activity?
Right.
When the school fraternity became a problem in Nigeria,
they know what to
they set up a task force to address it. Today there are still fraternities in Nigeria, but you agree that the issue has reduced.
Right.
When they equip the police to address special task force, they go after the thing and they bring it to control. That's how a government that is interested in addressing something. But if something is happening and nobody is
talking about
that
it,
means some of them are benefiting. That's the only way. That's the only
logical conclusion to that.
So people are benefiting from it, and until those people decide that enough is enough. I will give you an example. General Olusegun Obasanjo was part of the system. You will agree with me. He's still part of the system of leadership of Nigeria.
Right.
But at some point, he got fed up
with not having
telephone.
And everybody have
even
telephone.
With all the resistance, because he had the power.
That's right.
He signed it.
That's right.
And today we have cell phone.
Otherwise,
but the cell phone is the most expensive one today.
In Nigeria.
If the government of today decide to step in and want to make Nigeria benefit, if you want to reduce the tariff
of data.
For data, they can do it just like Obasanjo. But somebody has to get fed up of benefiting from
this ritual killing,
the fallouts. So at the point they will now make that, if the president wants it today, he will impress on the chairman of Senate. Senate will move to to pass a law that will address the data issue, for instance.
Right,
when everybody have data, there will be more camera. Many people have camera phone in Nigeria today. So if you talked about community policing,
right?
How do you police a community without evidences? You can't just go to police and say, "Oh, there are thieves there doing it." If you have camera, the thieves are our neighbors. The ritualists are our neighbors. The lady you talked about that was killed for ritual in Abuja.
It was our neighbor.
Was it not the neighbors that?
Right. It was the neighbor who
these
reported.
People are our friends. They are our neighbors. They are our brothers. They are our sisters. But how do you monitor a system without any equipment? You only try to protect yourself, and that's the point we are at. Everybody for himself. That's what we are doing. And Baba Awolowo says, until you train the children of the masses, until you care for your neighbor about what happens to your neighbor. Him and Aminu Kano say it principally and say, until you care for your neighbor as a Nigerian,
right,
then very soon, you think you can protect yourself. You protect yourself, but can you protect your children? Your children after you, can you protect them? Many of the big men are sending their children to abroad. At some point, they become abroad. That means you are no longer Nigerian.
You are no longer Nigerian.
Your generation to come will not be Nigerian. Is that what you want?
Thank you so much for what you have discussed so far. And I also want to remind fellow Nigerians that the way you create foundation is found out of something that happened to you. In most cases, like the deputy ex-deputy governor that the daughter was murdered for ritual. The simple thing that he will do is to create a foundation. Because of his status, because of his voice, to create a foundation that will stop that kind of action. Because that was a precious child of his that was taken away. So he cannot look the other way. So I'm only just encouraging Nigerians that that's how foundations are being found. If something happened tragically that you don't like, you create a foundation for it. Here in the US, you don't need to have that money, but it's a cause that you want to address. Then you will create a foundation for that. So I will expect that man, the Lasisi, his name, we create a foundation, or would have created a foundation, hopefully, that he has that foundation to fight against ritual killing, because that happened to his own daughter.
Absolutely.
So I hope something like that is going on in Nigeria, but from the way things are now, everyone know here in abroad that Nigeria is not a secure place. So for all the flood of people coming out to want to become president and governors and paying all those millions, of which I will do a program on. Which country are they proud of? Are they proud of Nigeria to become the next president? And all these many issues are happening, and there's no policy in place to checkmate people being kidnapped, being killed for ritual purposes and all of that. So this is the essence of our program today, and I want to thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Unless you have some more things to do, we'll call it today and continue.
Thank you, Dr. Nana. It is time for the leadership of Nigeria to step up and try to address issues, because it not concern me today. Tomorrow it will concern you or your relative.
Yes, so
you need to step up, because somewhere in the future you all have a place that you go back to and people respect you, call you big men. The only wise thing to do is to make that place comfortable, nice. That's why I like, regardless of what they say about Babangida, sometimes I want to respect it. The Third Mainland Bridge today, the Abuja today, the Mina, he literally took on Mina and made Mina a home and built it and developed it. Today, the religious fight everywhere. You don't get to Mina,
right?
Because Babangida made that place a mother. He opened their eye, do everything. So I mean,
it's true. I've never really heard that they are fighting in Niger State.
To educate their people.
I mean, like Mina.
Yeah, people need to begin to come out and educate their people and help their people become wise.
Right.
Bring facilities, bring development to your people. Because when you are old, today Babangida is in Mina enjoying his life because he made Mina comfortable. So if they make Nigeria comfortable, all of them will be comfortable in Nigeria.
And some of them, most times, as they age,
because when you are old, you cannot go to another country and go and say that's where you want.
I mean, it doesn't make no sense. And I think they all have the money to do it, and they're just not doing the right thing. Again, in this program, I said that we go feed a speak broken English so that other people could they understand. This ritual killing where they happen, it not make sense. So as a human being living in Nigeria, as a citizen, if your neighbor they do the thing, you know what they do, make you report them. If you feel say that police station not go take you serious, make you go another one and another one. That's how we can come together, take solve this problem where they happen for Nigeria. We need to stop, and we no like them. We were with there abroad, now we they talk about that. We know kukuma like them. And as election they come, so una go put una eye, open una eye, make una video people, all the youths. Make una stop. There's really no reason to kill to make money. You have to work. Make una help the police
help you.
To help una.
Because police
make una put the right people for power.
Police now our friends. They are our brothers. They are our fathers. They are our sisters. They are not so animals.
You need to help them.
It is what you help them with.
No vote for people for collect money. All these people where they come and say make una vote for them, una know say they're not good. Una no go vote for them. Una go come out to vote for the right people where it will make things work for Nigeria. So I thank you all guys for watching, and I will see you back here again. Take care now, and bye for now.